Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is another dose of your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please be sure to hit that like button, okay? Please like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so let's get into this story. Now, this is absolutely nefarious. Now, a Karen lied on this black soldier who was about to be promoted, okay? And she lied on him because he didn't want to have relations with her. Mind you, Karen is married, and so is the soldier. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share.
You know how I always say, just because you got friends in your circle don't mean that they are in your corner. This right here, this story is going to be a perfect example of friends in your circle are not always in your corner. And Travius McGee right here is finding out how true that is. Now, Travius was set up and lied on by Christy Godley, this lady right here, and her husband, Marquise Godley. Now, this is taking place over in Grove, Kansas, over in Morris County. Travius is being accused of something that is so heinous. When you put it on somebody, it's hard to get that mark erased off of you, right? It's really sad, but this is going to go down a rabbit hole, and I'm getting ready to uncover all the red flags. Now, you see this young lady right here, I covered up her face to protect her identity because she's still a minor, right? She's out here running around doing things that most older teenage girls do. Not all of them, but the ones that are hard-headed. Travius was one stripe away from being sergeant and heading to Korea until all this jealousy and all this envy hit all at one time. And it ruined all of that. It ruined his career. It ruined his family. It ruined everything. Now he's sitting in jail over something that he did not do. Now, a lot of people are coming and they're attacking his family. They're attacking him. And this man hadn't even been to court yet. He hadn't even been convicted of anything because there's no proof. There's no DNA. There's no text messages. There's no video. None of that. Nothing. But I'm going to show you how this right here all got set up. You see, Marquise is a sheriff's deputy over there in Grove, Kansas. Whoa. I'm going somewhere. Christy, let me show you what she does. She is a social worker over in Grove, Kansas. I'm going somewhere with this. Even though she's married to Marquise, Christy had a strong crush on Travius. Very strong. But he rejected her. I don't want you. I'm married. I got a woman. I got a family. I don't want you. You my really good friend's wife now. But Christy couldn't take that rejection. So what did she do? She came up with this elaborate story, talked her daughter into saying it, and then got him in believing it, and he believed her. He believed her, even though he saw all the red flags and all the holes that were inside that whole story.
At this point, I'd get me a DNA test, brother.
Isn't it kind of funny how Travius was arrested and in jail currently right now in Grove, Kansas, where he's a sheriff's deputy and where she's a licensed social worker. And it's also kind of funny how a therapist got up there and tried to corroborate this story, this whole story, saying that their daughter was violated by Travius. This therapist is a friend and also works in the same field as Christy. Christy has a lot of influence in that town. She also works at the VA, and he's a sheriff's deputy. Now, these are some of Travius's army buddies. Do you think any of them came to his defense knowing that this did not happen? Do you? No. And it's sad. Friends in your circle are not always in your corner. But see, the tables are getting ready to turn. The things that you do, the lies that you tell, they will come back on you 1,000-fold. That's how God works. You see, that guilt is just like pain. It's going to force you to feel it. And that pain is just like guilt. It's going to make you not sleep, eat, think, or anything straight until you come clean. And let me tell you about on-purpose pain. I started noticing that Marquise, he just recently started complaining how he's been treated over at the sheriff's department. Oh, really? How you been treated when you sit up there and you're corroborating a lie on your own really good friend? Somebody who always had your back. Somebody who's always been there for you. Somebody whose character you know, but yet you won't stand up for him? On purpose pain. Now all of a sudden you complaining because your lieutenant done came. Let me tell you something. It ain't got nothing to do with your lieutenant. It ain't got nothing to do with anybody else. It's got something to do with all them lies being told. You need to tell the truth. Then you got the nerve to talk about the spirit of transparency. No, let's talk about that lying spirit that you and your wife have concocted. And the only reason you haven't said anything is because you're in law enforcement and you don't want this to come back on you. You need to tell the truth. And even though this young lady did not implicate Travius, even though this young lady did not say he did anything, they still ran with this whole scenario. We see the holes in all of this. We see the red flags in all of this. You're abusing your badge, and you're supposed to be a brother. And you sitting up here trying to mess with somebody else, and he rejected you, and you got mad. Now all of a sudden you want to take it out? Man, guess what's getting ready to happen? I'll bring you more as soon as I learn more, okay? He did go to court on the 15th. I'm getting ready to find out what happened on that date. I also found out, too, that because the family's been trying to pay for an attorney, right? And the attorneys are costing way up there. They can't really afford it right now. But he has a court-appointed attorney, and the court-appointed attorney knows the truth, seen all the evidence that is in his favor. But yet, the court-appointed attorney is only worried about getting a paycheck in that little small town and trying to make him cop a plea deal. No. Stick with it, brother. Do not cop to anything because you're innocent, and we know that. Y'all pray for this man. Pray for his family. Man, pray for his wife. Look, they all going through it. They're all being attacked. We got to stop this. It's time out for all these lies. All right, I want to add just a little bit more to this story right here because I didn't put it in the last video. But first, let me address this. This is Travius's wife. How you doing? But look, apparently some of the other family did not know that Travius had told them to stay away from that, okay? So that's probably where that mix-up right there came from. So I apologize about that, right? And it's good to hear that they do want to back him. But I think now is the time that they just need to overlook what he has to say and go ahead and step in and do what needs to be done, say what needs to be said. Now, I want to add this because I forgot to add it into the last video. The U.S. Army investigated this. They investigated this thoroughly. And guess what the findings were? He was innocent. They investigated, and you know the Army, you hear me? The CID, when you know CID steps in, CID investigates thoroughly. And when they investigated it, they found no wrongdoing. So why are they still pushing this forward? Why are they sitting up here, got this man locked up in a jail cell to go to court over some charges and stuff that are false? CID investigated it. They are better than the regular law enforcement because they go deep. And yes, there's proof. He has all the proof. The family has all the proof. That's why I can't believe they have this man locked up, tarnishing his name, tarnishing his family's name, and causing all this heartbreak. Now, it's a lot of Travis's family in the comments. You see what this lady right here said. So if you want to set that up, let me know, and I will put that link in my bio. That way people can go straight to it, and we can help support you guys. We're going to get justice for Travius McGee. And as former military, he's our brother. You hear me? He's our brother. No matter what branch you were in, he's our brother in arms.
And you know, this is a very sad set of circumstances. This man is absolutely innocent, okay, according to the investigation that was done by the military. And yes, they do very thorough investigations, and I would think that they are, in fact, more skilled than the local police, especially when you have one of the people that is, you know, connected to the accuser, okay, working for them. So pay attention. And another thing is this man's family's being harassed. They're having all of this ridicule. Threats are being made to them and all of this. And at the end of the day, this is a tale as old as time. How many times throughout history have we had these Karens lie and concoct stories because they were mad because melanated men didn't want anything to do with them? This man has his own beautiful melanated queen. Okay, at the end of the day, he has his child. He doesn't want anything to do with her. And then, not to mention, her husband was his good friend. So she's doing all of this nefariousness behind her husband's back and then lying, enlisting her daughter to lie, coaching her daughter on what to say. Okay, this child probably didn't want to do it, I'm sure. And then now the husband is going to stand there and back her. Even though now I'm sure he knows that she's lying. He likely knows that she's made it all up, but he doesn't want to look bad in the eyes of the rest of the officers that he works with. That's what I believe it is. And so, you know, I hope they get justice. I hope Travius gets out of there. At the end of the day, this man does not deserve to be going through this. His family doesn't deserve to have to go through all of this threats and all of these things. And, you know, here's the thing. When we all know that when it comes to Karen's crocodile tears and Karen's telling lies on Black men, well, of course, the collective of Karen's people are going to be on her side. So this is likely why some people are not speaking out, even though they may know it's not true. This is also likely why his family is receiving threats and why they're being harassed repetitively. Now, in fact, they have started a GoFundMe. And so, hopefully they'll get money to get a real attorney, because these public defenders, as I told you before, they're nothing but public pretenders, okay? They pretend to be working for you in your best interest, but 9 times out of 10, they're not. They work for the state. And so their main objective is to get you to cop to a plea deal. If we can't get you on the charges fully, then at least get them to cop to something. That's their job. And also, let's not forget how they have all of these numerous of cases, this huge backlog of cases. And so they try to get through them as quickly as possible. And that usually entails getting their clients to take some sort of plea. Okay, so please pay attention. Like I said, prayers for Travius and his family. And I hope that he absolutely is able to get out of jail. And when he does, and I hope that he does, but when he does, Karen, she needs to be brought up on charges for lying. Because if that were someone of my skin tone lying on a man of her skin tone, you already know the consequences for that, don't we? Okay, so anyway, likes up, everyone. Please like and share, and let me know what you think about the story. Okay, until next time, beloveds, I'll talk to you all again soon.